Aloha everyone, Michelle Melendez, Blossom Inner Wellness and StandTogetherHawaii.com. And I am here with some Stand Together Hawaii locals here on the Big Island. Super grateful for these guys, Ken, Kalei, Claudia, super grateful. We're going to be talking about the Hawaii General Plan. We have an opportunity right now to testify. August 20th, this Wednesday. You got to get your testimony in by Tuesday. And I'm going to share with you guys some things around this. Now, again, this is not the first time we've been asked to testify. We're going to be asked to testify every single month, and we got to step up. As locals, we have to step up, send in our emails, be there orally through Zoom if you can. If you can be there live, it's on the Hilo side. So be there live. We just have to keep going, stepping forward on this. So it's on record that the people do not want this. And I just want to remind you guys, if you didn't see my last video, the chair, Ashley Kirkwitz, she is actually asking finally some really good relevant questions. And anyway, you can see that video. I'll put the video in the description, but let me just show you what's going on right now. This is let me move this. This is August 20th, 5 p.m. Hilo County Council, and we can do an oral testimony. You can do it council remote testimony at hawaii.gov. I'm going to put that link in the description. It is right here, council testimony at hawaii.gov. And you can say, no, do not pass Bill 66. That's what this Hawaii General Plan is referred to as right now, is Bill 66. Interesting number. This is right here that they're going to be talking about. There is a motion by Council Member Inaba, seconded by Council Member Kleinfelder, to recommend the passage. They want this passed of Bill 66, which is the Hawaii General Plan 2045. And I'm going to be showing you guys more about this. This motion was actually, thanks to Ken, we figured this out, or he figured this out. He put this motion through in July, and on August 20th to pass it. On August 20th, they do stages. They talk about this general plan. This general plan's 300 pages long, and they do stages in these meetings. So this next stage, like they started with introduction and collaborative bioculture stewardship, which was in July. This month in August 20th and August 25th, they're addressing climate change. You guys, I just want to stop screen share really quick. I actually asked, by what authority are they talking about climate change? Because I've given you guys I've shown you many ways that climate change is debunked, basically. If you go to World Climate Declaration, click on the PDF, you'll see almost 2,000 credentialed scientists that have said that there's no climate emergency. Climate change happens every second of the day. My family's been here for 30 years. The water has not risen. And Kalei, I would like, when your time is up, I'm going to give you guys each a moment to talk about the water. Has the water risen on Big Island or Molokai? Because I know you're from Molokai, Kalei. It has not written. So I'm going to give each one of these amazing people some time to chat about it. But also if you go to standtogetherhawaii.com, you'll see numerous climatologists, meteorologists that are saying there's no climate change. But I do want to go back quickly to the general plan. Climate change emergency. There is climate change happening. So please do send in your testimony. If it's just where's it at? If it's just email council remote testimony at hawaiicounty.gov, you can go to Stand Together Hawaii right here, and you'll click on Hawaii GP. GP is for general plan, and you can click on the council testimony at hawaii.gov. Just copy paste that. You can say that these are your concerns. You can watch these videos for more information on this. This general plan will affect the future of the Big Island, you guys. So let me just show you guys, and your keiki forever. I mean, this plan is basically anyway, I think it's a communist agenda, but let me just show you guys this right here. This is from the Hawaii General Plan 2045. Natural, this is on page 85. Here's the definition. Lands to be kept in largely natural state with minimal facility consistent with open spaces, uses along with agricultural land uses. This is really confusing because the Heather Kimball, actually was talking to the planning department person, and she was saying, yeah, but natural means natural's all over the place. They're wanting to change agriculture in the land use map. They're wanting to change important ag land to natural. And she was asking the planning person, she said, oh, isn't that just normal isn't that, just regular ag land? And the planning person says, yes, it's just regular land, ag land. And, we don't need to be concerned about that. However, this does concern me because it says lands to be kept in largely natural state with minimal facilities. So then it's like, Ken, you were saying something about this. Can you repeat what you just said?
Yes, my comment was if this is the same thing, natural and ag lands, then why are you having a separate classification standard set up? I think it's meant to be purposefully confusing so that anybody who goes in and asks about this can be given the story that is necessary to appease the department or whatever agenda they're having. And that's the main issue that I see with the plan, is that it does not um, um, provide beneficial standing for the people who live here. It's really an oppressive and as far as I'm concerned, a treasonous document that has been brought in from the United Nations World Economic Forum and snuck into the planning department as a means of instituting legislative changes without doing legislative action. And it's going to negatively affect all of the inhabitants in Hawaii County.
Yeah, let me share this right here too. People need to realize this. You guys who live on Big Island, you know how we live. We're in the farms, we're in the rural areas. Our neighbors are far away. This is on page 10 of the Hawaii General Plan. Cluster refers to concentrated grouping of buildings, activities, and land uses within a defined area. The concept of clustering is used to promote efficient land use, enhance connectivity, and foster synergies among different functions of uses. So clusters can include residential, commercial, industrial. So they're wanting to do clustered housing, clustered planning development. You guys who live on Big Island, we don't live that way. So again, send in your testimony. The link is in the description. And then so we have until the August 20th, which is Wednesday, and also August 25th. So Calais, I would love for you to share your piece as well as your climate change testimony that you gave, because you used to be in Alaska. I mean, you have a little bit more story, so go for it. I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay, so yeah, I went to college. I went to the University of Alaska, and I attended Alaska Methodist University in Anchorage, Alaska. And so I read the book called Angels Don't Play This Harp, which is the HAARP. It's the acronyms. And so this was the weather technology or weather modification that they were testing back in the 50s and the 60s in the military, military is prevalent in Alaska, of course. And so what I think the message should be is that climate change is a narrative by the government, starting from the federal government. And the sad thing is that the federal government, they knew about all of this. It's the US military that started testing weather modification technology to alter the weather. So in our general plan, they use the word climate change. Well, what does that mean? Climate change, as we know, is natural and there's no danger. So you have the weather scientists telling us there's no danger, and then you have the government people telling us that it's dangerous. So they put into this plan everything they have to do to combat weather change, climate change, when it really doesn't exist. What they fail, this is where I come in, as someone from the public and a concerned person, is if you're going to talk about making changes or having a plan that's going to combat climate change, which is natural, what about man-made weather modification, technology, geoengineering? How much of us know that? And how many of our county council members, mayor, governor, all the elected officials, do you know that? And that's where I come in, the confusion comes in, because our government is supposed to be working for us. You don't know it. And then if we fires come before you and we tell you this is what's happening, don't call us conspiracy theorists. Say, hey, let's sit down and find this out and talk about it, because it's our government, the people we elect, and us, the public. We should be working together to make Hawaii Island the best place to live. And so another big issue I have with the plan, the General Plan 2045, is the word stakeholders. Stakeholders is everybody in the whole wide world. So the danger, let me point out the danger. Everybody in the world, you have billionaires, trillionaires, millionaires, compared to me and Ken and Michelle. I'm not a millionaire. So if they bring their money in to do a project or to build a building on Hawaii Island, they have all the say. And if I tell them, hey, wait a minute, I'm born and bred here. My kids are born and bred with 10th generation. We've been here for hundreds of years. Oh, yeah, but you didn't put any money to build this building, did you, Calais? Yeah, no, I'm too poor. Okay, well, you have no say. And that's how they're going to cut all of the locals out, because then they're going to bring billionaire money in to build what they need to build, the infrastructure. So here we go again to Ashley Kirkowitz. I give her credit because she said this is too much, overwhelming, a lot to take on. We don't have the resources. That's what she said. Okay, well, the resources, the way Agenda 21 or at the United Nations, they decided to put their friends in, and they call their friends stakeholders, the billionaires. And it can be any country. It could be China. It could be North Korea.
And I
So
wanted
what are
to
you
say
doing?
the
It's
reason why
greedy.
she's saying stakeholders is because throughout this entire plan, it says
Mhm.
collaborate with government, for-profit, nonprofit, and other stakeholders. Through the entire plan, it says this, you guys. That's why she's saying this. So go ahead.
And the danger is, guys, on Hawaii Island, you residents, you got to understand. Once you allow people to come in with their money, okay, it's like a date. You go on a date with somebody, they pay your way into the. Now you're obligated. You feel obligated. We will be obligated to the people that use their money to come in, but the disguise is they're coming in the disguise of we're coming to help Hawaii Island residents. Bull crap. They're coming in to get a foothold and to take ownership of the land that you inherited from your mother and your father and your grandfather. That's what they're going to do. That's what real property taxes are. So if their friends, the government, raise the taxes, real property taxes, and I can't pay for it, the stakeholder can, and they're allowed to come in because of General Plan 2045. Do not, absolutely do not allow stakeholders.
Yeah, well, you guys, so this is the plan right now. Send an email, say take stakeholders out of the general plan, take clustered housing out of the general plan, take the word natural out of the general plan. So those are the three things we're working on right now. And also, what I love is I think I already said this. I asked at the time the planning director manager who authorized them to put in climate change into the plan, and she said by the authority of the state, not by the authority of a climatologist, meteorologist, not a geologist, whatever, not by somebody who actually studies the weather, but she says by the authority of the state, the whole narrative of climate change. And one thing Ashley said was that these other general plans from the 70s, the 80s, 2005, these other general plans were 30 pages, and they didn't have a big old long narrative of why they're doing this. And this general plan is over 300 pages long, and it has so many narratives of why they're doing what they're doing. So, and not only that, but there's almost 400 actions in this Hawaii general plan, almost 400 actions, and many of the actions are supposed to be by the planning department, and the planning department is so short-staffed that they couldn't even do annual reports for the 2005 general plan that they were supposed to do, and yet they're going to take on 400, over almost 400 more actions. So this is absolutely ridiculous. Clay, was there anything last that you want to share? And then Claudia, if you want to share anything, and then we'll do a quick prayer. This is going to be a fast one tonight, you guys. I just wanted to get your attention. If you are local on the Big Island, email. It's an email. Takes you 30 seconds. Okay? So send an email. No to the general plan, even if that's all you do.
And also
You're freezing.
change. I think the residents, they need to question. They need to question, why are they continuing to put climate change within this plan and not, this is the point, and why not talk about man modification of the weather, since it's been going on since the 1950s. This is 2025. And if the people, the public, do not question their elected officials, in other words, you guys put in climate change. You talk a good talk, but what about man manipulation of the weather, or weather modification? Why are you not reporting that? Because that is so crucial to the safety of for us. If they have man-made weather that creates an earthquake or a tsunami or a hurricane, they're going to have an emergency. They're going to declare an emergency. But guess what? That was all made by man, meaning there is no need for an emergency. All you need to do is arrest the man that did the weather.
You could do that. I really wish we could do that.
We can't be hiding around the words climate change. We need to talk the real thing. It's weather modification. Let's have a conversation. Don't call us names. Just have a conversation. Because if we're wrong, it'll come out in the research.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Absolutely, that's absolutely correct. And in fact, you guys, the mayor did call us climate theory, or what did he say? Climate wait a minute, a conspiracy theorist. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
He's called us conspiracy theorists, and I met with him with a stack of evidence showing him the dangers of this general plan, and he changed his mind. And he actually sent a letter, which I've still been trying to get from him. He hasn't sent it to me yet. He actually sent a letter to the county council saying, do not put this plan through, is what he told me he did. So, you know, we do have a voice, you guys. We are moving forward. So again, email. I'm just going to show you guys the email again one more time so that you guys can see where to do that. In fact, I have to open it up again here. There it is. Okay. So email county, let's see here. And then Claudia, if you want to share anything, you're next, and then we'll do a quick prayer. Mail, this is what it is. So here is the email again, council testimony at hawaiicounty.gov. If you are a local on the Big Island, send in your testimony. No to Hawaii General Plan 2045. Check out the weather, warfares versus climate change. Anything else you want to share? If you want to go, okay, what can I say? If you're not sure what to share, standtogetherhawaii.com, you guys. I'm going to open that up one more time for you. Standtogetherhawaii.com, and there's tons of things that I wrote that I've created for you. So these are concerns: land use change residential to recreation. Plan could set up many opportunities for the state to take our land and rezone. Plan could regulate off-grid living. If you're living off-grid and you don't want the government to come in, you better send a testimony, because they want to partner with the Hawaii Health Department to come in and check your water catchment. Do you want the health department on your property? So you better testify, you guys. This is for all of us to take action. Claudia, anything you'd like to share?
Sorry, I concur entirely with everything anybody else had to say already. But the thing that was pretty shocking to me was that the county council actually had no idea that this was just a UN 21 being rubber stamped, that they were going to rubber stamp in. They were brainwashed. They really hadn't been educated where this had the origins of all this. So it's up to us to continue to educate the county council about our needs. And we're not just going to go along. And this is happening all over the world. It's not just here. So we have to really stand up for our island to not be pushed into smart city. We don't even have the infrastructure for all the stuff they're trying to say, like no more gasoline, all going to be electric cars. I mean, the whole thing's ridiculous. And they really need to know that they have been brainwashed. Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to look up amend zoning because they always say that or amend code, let's see here. Because they always say, "Oh, we're not going to this doesn't change the code, this doesn't change the zoning." I can't it won't come up on the general plan. But at the end of the general plan there's a table and it says so many times amend code, amend code, amend code. So even though they're saying the general plan is not going to change the zoning, it is setting things up to be changed. So that is what it's doing, you guys. So again, testify orally, send an email, or be there in person. Those are our 3 options, Big Island. Step up with us. Okay, you guys, let's do a quick prayer. And if you don't want to be, if you're going to be, oh, hold on one second. Okay, just drop in together, close your eyes, and just take a deep breath into your human body. And exhale with a sigh. Just let yourself relax into this present moment. This human body, this heart which is beating, there's an infinite creator, an intelligence that is beating your heart and breathing your body. There's an intelligence that's moving the sun across the sky and running the tides in the ocean. It's guiding the honeybees. And we know that our imagination is more powerful than we could even possibly fathom. So right now in this present moment, we imagine that not just the Hawaiian Islands, but all the world is at peace. What would it feel like? Imagine peace. Imagine if the media showed really amazing, fun, loving stories of animals, of people doing really kind things for each other. What if on the headlines on the front page of the paper was amazing stories of kindness and love? Just give yourself permission to just imagine that. If you can't see it in your mind's eye, can you give yourself permission to feel it? What would it feel like if you went into the grocery store and on the front page of the paper was an amazingly loving, kind story? And what if world leaders actually supported, I mean, really supported other countries to thrive? What if there was so much abundance in every single country that we just supported each other to live more fulfilling lives? What if everybody on the planet woke up and it was excited to be alive, doing things that they love to do in the world, connecting with their family and friends in a loving, kind way? What if all children, give yourself permission to feel this and see this. What if all children were safe? What if parents knew that their child was always kept safe no matter where they were at? What if all sentient beings thrived and lived in a loving environment? All sentient beings, meaning animals, all animals. What if we lived in a world with clean air? The skies were so blue, they were just so beautiful. What if the water was totally clean? What if our soil was so vibrant with nutrients that the food we ate and the colors were just so beautiful, and our bodies were so healthy, and each one of us had so much energy, vitality, vibrancy, our skin glowed, we each slept really, really well, we woke up with energy? Give yourself permission to feel and see this in your mind's eye and in your heart. What would it feel like if you knew that you were always taken care of? What would it feel like if you absolutely felt that not only all your needs were taken care of, but more? That you were thriving, that you were so abundant, that you had everything you needed and more? What would it feel like to be happy with those in your family? No conflict. It was just joy. You guys laughed together. You did adventures together. You had great stories. And you absolutely loved being alive. Give yourself permission to feel this right now. And we call this in. We call this in right now, Great Spirit, and we bind anybody who does not value human life, who does not value people's private property, who does not value freedom. We bind them with the Christ consciousness of unconditional love, this white, beautiful light that is so powerful that nothing, no darkness can withstand it. We bind anybody who would harm the Aina, the land. We bind anybody that would harm another person. We bind anybody that would harm our unalienable rights under you, Great Spirit. We bind them from doing any harm. And we call forth and command the legions and legions of angels that surround the planet. We command them right now to do what is right for the people, to keep all people safe, to keep the keiki safe, to rescue any keiki or any person who is needing rescuing right now. We command them to be with anybody who feels alone. We can't command them to be with anybody who is afraid right now. And we send each person who is afraid, who feels lonely, who is in doubt that things can get better. We send them a light frequency of aloha, that they are not alone, that they are protected. Things are getting better for them. We command that right now because we know this world is becoming a better place because we imagine it, we feel it, and we see it, and we call it forth right now. And it is so done. It is so done. It is so done. And we give so much gratitude. Mahalo Nui Loa. We give so much gratitude to you, Great Spirit, and to all the angels, all of our guides, all of the light workers that are sharing the truth. We give so much gratitude as we get to watch this movie unfold, as we get to watch as things return back to peace, return back to love, return back to aloha throughout the whole world. We get to watch the movie. Thank you so much, Great Spirit. And so it is. Thanks, you guys, for joining. And
Michelle, just one thing on the word clusters. This is just my thoughts. So on the word clusters, I'm going to say that I'm just thinking that it may be similar to what they developed that they called condominiums. So if you look at the condominium laws and you look at it, it's a housing thing, HUD, PUD, PUC, all of these things. But clusters reminds me of condominiums, whereby when you get into a condominium situation, okay, a building, then you have an association of owners. And then this association of owners, they'll have what they call an association dues or fees. And then they'll have then they'll have maintenance.
Yeah.
Maintenance. Okay, so now clusters could be modeling after condominiums or even residential areas where they have, home ownership among residentials, because they went from condominiums, then it went to single family, where they develop these subdivisions, and then they have home ownerships. So what happens is that even though you pay cash for it and you don't have any mortgage, you still have to pay real property taxes for the rest of your life. You still have to pay maintenance fees for the rest of your life, and you still have to pay association dues for the rest of your life. And the maintenance fees, as well as the taxes, go up and up and up and up and up. Okay, so when you start, changing your ownership from one thing that you know of today, because right now you have to battle real property taxes. There's nothing else to battle on fee simple. Okay, condominiums, you got to battle real property taxes, association dues, and maintenance fees, even though everything's paid off. So clusters may be something they're bringing in new to now covet over land, like ag land, farmers land, like that they're going to create something to the same thing, like they're modeling it.
It's something. It's definitely not what the people want.
Well, if people don't understand the ramifications, what can happen from having something new that sounds good, but then in the end, when people in condominiums now, the people in condos, they find out, hey, I can't afford the maintenance going through the roof. They end up selling it.
Yep.
Who comes in and is able to buy it? The millionaire.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's what it
So
is.
you guys, please send your testimony in,
For
oral,
clusters.
or be there in person. Okay, you guys, please like and
Okey
share
doke.
this, especially if you're on the Big Island. Thank you for that, Calais. And hold on, you guys, 1 second. Okay, aloha.
Thank